Yeah, we're at this point. So what I've done was not bore you with the removal of the bolts, and we brought you at a point where basically all the bolts are removed. You see there's a nice little lip here for you to pull the sump off, the side or that side. It's developed like that now. It's there for leverage. It's there for this purpose, so that you don't break the aluminium sump. This is about 1,500 rand to 1,700 just for the sump. Yes, nothing attached, just this aluminium pan. Oh, that pickup looks pretty. Is the inside? You can't say I didn't give you a sneak peek of what it looked like. There is a little bit of chunks at the bottom, but I did expect that from the heavy duty diesel we're using to clean out the bottom end. As you can see, I have wire brushed the living shit out of the pan in the past. I've cleaned it. But the heavy duty diesel oil in this one is doing its job. There's still quite a bit of oil in there. The intention was to somewhat drain everything. All of that's clear. Just number one, it's got oil in it still. As you guys can see, I've already cleared out all of this. So we're gonna do tear down, pulling caps, pulling crank, but we're leaving all of the pistons in the bore. We're putting the caps back. So before we pull it off, we're gonna mark it. There's a stamp there. I'm gonna use the stamp now to put markings on each and every end part of the caps. So the engineer also knows out of what cylinder it comes from. Remember, the front side already got markings on. We're going to put markings at the back. Also, take note of how you're pulling this apart. Look at it. There's indications there to show you which direction the conrod is sitting. So that end part of the cap faces to the back, and then the piston's got an arrow facing to the front. So there's indicators and markers to show you which goes in what direction. If you don't understand it, take a picture. Study the picture. So when you do assembly, you can see how it was assembled and how you're now going to assemble it, right? You're going to put it back exactly the same way. You're not going to make any changes to something that's perfectly engineered already. This is already made, right? So other changes will be made in the engine to make it better, but the engineering part of this is out of the way already. So we're going to pull that, and then we're going to pull the entire oil pump with a pickup. There's one little minute piece of silicone sitting right here, and that's it. That's it. She's clean. She's clean, clean, clean. So I want to pull it off. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm going to pull it off, and then I'll show you with the camera what that looked like. See, we don't talk, we show. We take the evidence and we show you the evidence. Yes, there's quite a bit of metal filings in the base. The crank's also, maybe the crank's going to the engineers, maybe not. The crank is still in the same condition that I saw it a few years ago. Then it's not going anywhere. I'll be doing the polishing at home. The clearances on here is good. And we're running racing bearings, so the racing bearings are quite tight. You'll have to sometimes drive the vehicle a week or two for bearing clearances, and changing the oil quite a few times for bearing clearances. Any metal that is basically accumulated on the setup, you have to now eliminate that. Not eliminate, but you'll understand what I mean. Let me get something with that. You do need a hammer there as well, no? That would be you. Get the smaller one. Smaller one. I forgot the smaller hammer at the workshop, and I looked at it. So now I'm stealing the 4 pound that I'm using as a counterweight. Ooh, that shocked the living shit out of my knee. We're doing that because there's oil in there. And we're also doing that because we don't know what oil has burnt onto the threads. There we go. Don't rock on it. Give it a steady pull. as you can tell, as you're turning, you can feel there's resistance on that. So that is burnt oil that goes and sits in there. This is why you don't yank on it, because you're going to spoil the bolt. Turn it loose. That's the only bolt that looks like that, so you don't need to specifically keep it on a place. All of my bolts are going in a bucket. That's about it. Come back. Level out your block again. And then you can use just about anything to now pull the oil pump. I'm not replacing this. This is a modified oil pump. But still pushes about 7.5 bar. I've already modified the pump, so I'm not worried about this. I'm not making any changes aside from making that hole a bit bigger, and that one I'm replacing the gasket and making that channel bigger. That's about it, but everything else has been done already. Yeah, because I'm klaar so yeah, only pump like wonderlijk. There's no metal filings on this, and it still fucking turns very tight. I'm good on that. Oh shit, I wanted to show you that. You see it? There's one little piece of silicone over there and one little piece of silicone over there. That's about it throughout the entire engine. Like I explained, we're not pulling the pistons up at all. We're leaving them where they are. We're actually going to level them all out. The conrods and pistons are going with the engineers with new pistons. So they're required to have the conrods press it over to the new pistons. But the engineer requires the piston heads first so that they can machine this up to each and every single piston, and once they're done, they'll press it onto the conrods for you. That's how that works. Further on, we're just doing teardown. Center bits mains on this are factory General Motors. These are 500,000 kilometer bearings. The big ends is ones I changed. Those are the only ones that's changed on the entire car. But this car is still running off factory General Motors bearings that is sitting on 480,000 kilometers. I'm going to pull the center one for you. That's the main bearing on these cars that gets destroyed. And the number 3 and number 4 conrods. I'm on the wrong side. Number 3 and number 4 conrods. Or piston slap and things like that, they happen here at the end part of where oil pressure isn't present anymore. And yes, I got a few more tools today that I forgot the last time. This time I planned it, obviously. You're gonna have to be an anchor for the block now. Definitely gonna have to be an anchor for the block now. I have to hold on to something here while I'm pulling. I'm in a cuck position. I don't want to throw the block sideways, now I'm gonna mess it with oil. Hoppa! My left arm is dumb, so I end up hurting myself because I pulled left. The left have, I don't know what strength the left one has. Oh, this stinks. This is how we do this. Not bad. There's where it's visible. It's visible. You can see how thick that is. You see the difference? There's definite wear there, but not enough to be worried about. Also, if you have a look at that, you can actually see the thickness is different. But on a 1.6, you're good. On a 1.6, that still gives you that little bit of play and clearance. Yeah, it's not working, so I'm not worried. It's not working. I just want to get this off quickly. Yeah, this bearing's been here a few years. Oh, don't do that if you're a newbie. I'm doing this long. Very, 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 very long. Or even there's even defects on a brand new bearing from the factory. But okay, I think that's a factory stamp on a machine that has a 45-degree notch in it. That's actually quite cool. The bearing weighs 100% even. That's 100% even weigh. What's it? 25 years old? That's a long time. Here's a General Motors stamp. The opposite side will have your standard. No, we're good. The crank's good for a polish. Yeah, it's good for a polish, just a polish. But let's have a look at what we find first before we make that assumption. That's the first bearing. Because right now, it's like Schrodinger's cat. Until it's open, it's not dead nor alive, like they say in the experiment. Well, teardown. Yeah, none of this stuff needs to be kept on a certain place. It only goes on one way. It faces in that direction. Number 3 is the center. Number 1 is at the beginning. The last one is your end cap. That's good. Stinks though. Stinks. Stinks like a mother. Wait. I'm gonna pause you or stop you and then bring you back once all this shit's loose, because I'm gonna have to throw this thing on the side just to work easier. It's gonna get messy now. Let me bring you back when I've finished mess. Let me toss that oil that's in there. But you kind of get the picture.